Now, I have to be honest, with the scores tied at 0-0 heading into the 90th minute of this game, I was absolutely dreading filming this video. I have to say that the comments on YouTube of late during this little slump that Liverpool had found themselves in have been largely on the negative side, and for understandable reasons, really. And it would have been extremely difficult to find the positives, really, in a third draw on the spin, which is what this would have been if the game had ended level. But fortunately, I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to worry about the comments. I don't have to worry about how you guys are feeling. I don't have to worry about Liverpool drawing 3 games on the spin, because Darwin Nunez popped up with 2 late goals to beat Brentford 2-0 in a thrilling finish to the game, really. And I think the starting point, really, in terms of discussing this game, is to talk about the mental aspect and how big this is for Liverpool to have won it late on. As I say, those 3 draws on the spin, it wouldn't have been a very good feeling around Liverpool for both supporters and also the players in the squad as well, you have to say. You may be even tipping into kind of full-blown crisis mode. I know quite a few fans who certainly would have felt like that, because ultimately this would have been another game similar to Nottingham Forest, similar to United even, where Liverpool had created a lot but the ball just wouldn't go in. And of course, if they had dropped points yet again and Arsenal maybe closed the gap, I'm not sure how that game's going to go. I'm filming this just as it kicks off, so we'll have to see. But that possibility was there that Arsenal would close the gap again, and it would have just not felt very good. I think it would have impacted the mentality. I think it would have been a blow to confidence of players and also the way supporters feel about it. But as I say, you don't have to worry about any of that because of those late Darwin Nunez goals. It instead means that Liverpool is 7 points clear of Arsenal as I film this video now. And also, I read a quick report there on the BBC that said, or their live blog, saying that there'd been groans ringing out around the Emirates Stadium when they realised that Darwin Nunez had popped up with his late winner. And again, that would transmit not just to supporters, but also surely to those Arsenal players and make them think that, we're up against something really, really difficult to overcome here, which is a Liverpool side that, is doing really well, but also they've got this up the sleeve. And a lot of people have asked me recently, actually, why I've got such faith in Liverpool winning the league this season and what my reason is for having that confidence there. And a lot of it's to do with the fact that the underlying numbers just support that this Liverpool team is the best in the division, and that they have, to this point of the season, played like they are the best side. And so often what happens, and we see this in past seasons, is the underlying numbers tend to reflect where the teams finish. You always see that Man City had the best underlying numbers when they would go on and win the league. So I put a lot of faith in that kind of thing. But of course, it's very, very hard to say after 3 draws on the spin, well, the underlying numbers look good, I'm sure it's going to come good, because people's confidence naturally takes a knock. And also, it doesn't just take those underlying numbers to win the league. You have to also show great mentality and great steel, don't you? You have to have these moments where you win games late on, or you pull a result out of the fire when it's unexpected. And I think it's interesting, actually, that Arne Slot had said in his pre-match press conference, I was there at the AXA on Friday to hear him, and he said, one of the things I would quite like us to do that we didn't really do in the first half of the season is maybe score some late winners. Obviously, we don't want to be in that position where we need them, but it would be nice to see us maybe pick up a couple of those when we do need them. And of course, he said that on the Friday. Here we are on the Saturday, and his team have done that. And as I say, I just think it spells out everything about them. They're the team who've got a massive lead in the Premier League title race. They're the team with the best underlying numbers. And we also know now that this is a team with real guts and great mentality as well. Although we have seen that in past seasons, they've proven it again under a new manager. And I just think it's absolutely huge result for Liverpool. This drags them out of that mini slump, if you want to call it that, of 2 draws on a bounce and a defeat in the League Cup that I don't think will be too important in the end. And now they can take that forward, hopefully get themselves on another winning run. And if they do that, you look at the problems that the teams around them are having, and you think that Liverpool could maybe, really build up that lead, make it even bigger, and maybe even wrap the title up nice and early. Let's see, maybe I'm getting a little bit carried away. But anyway, going to go into some deeper details now around the match, and where I want to start really is in, if anybody says that Liverpool nicked this game, which obviously is true in the way that they get the goals late on, but if anyone suggests they were lucky in any way, I really just want to shoot that topic down, or that suggestion down immediately, by just running through some of the numbers from the game. Now, in terms of shots, Brentford take 11, Liverpool take 37, which is a Premier League record for an away team since the records began, which I think is in the 2003-2004 season. So no away team has managed that many shots in an away game over the history of the Premier League up to 2004. So it just shows you the remarkable amounts of shots that they reined in, and that's reflected in the expected goals. 0.72 for Brentford, really, really impressive that from Liverpool, and 3.4 for Liverpool. So they were banging the door down, and in terms of big chances, 1 for Brentford and 4 for Liverpool. Again, just shows you how on top they were in this game for the majority of it, and how deserved it was to get that goal late on. I think if you keep taking shots, if you keep getting in the box, if you keep banging on the door and you don't give many chances up yourself, then probability is always going to be on your side. And we've seen in recent games, maybe the Nottingham Forest game, the probability was in Liverpool's favour, but they didn't just get the rub of the green in the right moments. They got it here with getting that late goal, but they had absolutely earned it, and I thought it was really, really impressive. But I think one of the areas where you give yourself a chance as well in terms of being able to score that late winner when it's 0-0 going in late into the game is you have to keep a clean sheet yourself. And so one aspect I really want to praise in terms of Liverpool is that defensive performance. I mean, I mentioned there 0.72 expected goals generated for Brentford and just 6 shots on target for them, which none of them really massively tested Alisson. A lot of them were little deflected efforts or straight into his arms. And I just thought that is really, really impressive from Liverpool to do that, because Brentford have been really free scoring this season, 5th highest scorers in the Premier League. In fact, they showed in this game from time to time how potentially deadly they can be on counters as well, although Liverpool did well to limit those moments and make sure they didn't really turn into anything. And as I say, just stopping shots, stopping good quality shots. So, there's been some concerns about Liverpool's defensive performance in recent weeks, but you think back to back, the Nottingham Forest game and then this one, I think these have been really, really impressive defensive performances. I thought every defender played well. I thought Alisson, who maybe there's been some question marks over a few shots going past him, I thought he looked really, really steady in this game again, which is encouraging. And as I say, if you do that in a game and you defend that well, it gives you the platform to go on and win games late on. So absolutely superb, and great to see Liverpool getting a clean sheet. And just before I end that kind of topic about the defensive performance, I also want to mention Trent Alexander-Arnold, because I'm sure, again, you maybe saw I tweeted about this earlier this week, is more talk about his defending, which I find it's fascinating really that pundits can even be bothered to talk about it anymore. It just bores me to tears that they go over and over this subject. But I'd asked him to watch his game today, where I thought he was excellent in the defensive aspect, as he is time and time again, but he only gets singled out when he's not at his best. And for example, the United game where I thought he was poor, but 2 out of 4 ground duels won, 1 out of 1 tackles. But what he did a lot of, which I loved, he always seemed to be there on the cover to stop the counters. A few moments where he gets across to cut the ball out and Liverpool get possession back. That's not necessarily seen as a tackle or a block or anything that kind of contributes massively to defensive numbers, but in terms of the value to Liverpool and in terms of them managing that counter-attacking threat from Brentford today, it was absolutely massive, and he was there for back post headers. Loads and loads to like about his defensive performance today, and you won't hear a lot highlighting that, so I really want to, because I think these are the games that kind of go under the radar from him, and I thought he was excellent in that aspect. And of course then at the end he gets the assist for Nunes to score the goal, which makes it 1-0. So absolutely massive performance from him, absolutely massive from the defence as a whole. Tsimikas, Robertson, Konate, Van Dijk, Alisson, absolutely superb, and as I say, gives you a platform to go and win the game. Now, I've got this far in the video and I haven't singled out Darwin Nunez yet, so I absolutely have to do it here. What a moment for him. A huge moment for him in terms of his season. It's been difficult for him up to now, but he's delivered the goods in a big moment. And I've said so many times on this channel, on podcasts I've appeared on really, is that I still expect that Darwin Nunez will be sold this summer. I don't think there's anything really he can do unless he goes on a remarkable goal-scoring run. And even then, I think Liverpool will feel that they know enough about him as a player now to think that it's probably not going to work out for him at Anfield. And I doubt there will be any change to that. But he knows that's football. It's maybe not worked out perfectly for him at Liverpool. He's had some good moments, but mostly not great moments. He's struggling to get on the pitch with finding himself behind Jota and Diaz. But his job now, if he is to leave in the summer, which is what I expect, is to be as handy as possible. To be, when he comes in for the Cups, can he get a goal? Can he get an assist against Accrington? When he gets thrown on in the Premier League or the Champions League, can he get a late goal to help you win it? Can he be helpful? Can he be part of the squad and really contribute to making sure that if he does leave this summer, as I expect, he goes with as many winners' medals as possible? And it really, really does not get much better than coming on that late in the game and getting a winner and then obviously a goal that completely wraps up the result. And I thought, I think he fully deserves it, really, because the one thing you can never question about him, and you saw that when he came on here, his work rate is fantastic. It's just the decision making in the final third and his finishing. But there was absolutely nothing wrong with his finishing in those couple of moments today. So the hope is, as I say, if his job is to be handy, is to be useful to Liverpool, then hopefully those goals give him the confidence to do that a little bit better as well. Can he take something from that? Can he move forward with it? And the next time he comes on, does it make him more of a goal threat? Because you saw the effect of confidence on his second finish. It was unbelievable composure. Tight space in the box, cuts inside and absolutely hammers it home. And he doesn't score a goal like that if he hadn't scored the first. But now he's got two. So, like I say, can he build on that? The next sub-appearance, can he be even better somehow? Can he get more of these important goals late on? We certainly hope so. But a big moment for Liverpool's season, that. And I think in terms of his work rate, never letting his head drop, he absolutely deserves that. And what will be with Darwin at the end of this season. But it's all about those big moments he can provide between now and then. And just in terms of a final point as well, I want to talk about substitutes in general. Obviously, Nunes, a really, really good one. Arne Slot's getting very good at changing games, by the way, isn't he? But a couple of other substitutes who I thought made a contribution is that Federico Chiesa and Harvey Elliott. It's been a long route back into the team for both of them, hasn't it? Both had frustrating seasons due to injuries and other aspects, with Chiesa obviously adapting to a new league. And it's been, and they were only thrown on kind of very, very late in the game here, weren't they? It was, they might have been... It would have been easy to come on and think, oh, the manager still doesn't trust me. I'm only getting 5 minutes or so at the end. I haven't got a lot of time to really make a difference here. And yet both of them contribute to goals. I mean, Harvey around the first one takes the ball in that tight area, little ball in behind for Trent, the great weight on that allows Trent to then get the cross in, and then the second cross, which obviously results in the goal. I think Elliott is better at that than possibly anybody else in the squad in terms of picking those little gaps. He's in that right half space, which he loves. And we saw it so many times last season, didn't we? That he can be so effective there. And he's done it now. He's come on and affected the game from that position. Surely that will be something Slot will look at and think, okay, maybe I was wrong about this. Maybe I could be using him in games like this, because I think the Nottingham Forest game would have been ideal for him as well. But the manager seemed reluctant, but he rolled the dice this time, and Harvey Elliott showed what he's all about. And he was also, of course, involved in the second goal, getting the assist for that one, which, by the way, Chiesa was involved in. He takes the ball, drives it up the pitch, feeds Harvey Elliott, who feeds Nunes, and then it's a goal. And I just think these moments could be massive for both of these players. I think Chiesa, so impressive against Accrington. Can he get himself a little bit nearer to that Premier League and Champions League team? Can he get a few more minutes there? Can he force his way in? Because he looks a goal threat. He looks like he can make things happen. So it would be really helpful if he could do that. And Harvey, has he worked himself into the manager's plans now? Is he shown that in games where it's tight late on, I can be the one who unpicks it? I certainly think so. And I think big moments for both of those, but also just big moments in terms of Liverpool's season. I'm sure everybody is feeling much better about the title hopes this season after that. Great to see them getting back to winning ways. I am really happy about it. I'm sure you can tell, and I'm sure you guys are too. So do let me know your thoughts in the comments. How big of a win was that for Liverpool? How are you feeling about it? Give me let's see some joy in the comments, because it has been a little bit on the negative side of late with Liverpool's results being a little bit wobbly, but back to winning ways today, and in fine style, possibly the best way to do it, really. So do leave me your comments. If you can drop me a like, always appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, hello, do join us all here, and please click that subscribe button. That would be hugely appreciated. I'm sure the mood's going to be really good now. We're bouncing into another massive week with, of course, Lille on Tuesday, and then Liverpool facing Ipswich at Anfield as well. So it's another big one, another big opportunity for Liverpool to move closer to winning trophies this season. So let's see how they get on, and I'll see you guys very soon.